Morning! I don't know if you can hear the birds singing or chirping. Wow, that is magical. And welcome to Tala Talks, where I share my everyday thoughts and everyday experiences. Check out these mangoes! Nature feeds. But in today's video, I'm gonna share with you some pros and cons of what it's like living my lifestyle. Some people might call it a digital nomad. I call it an adventure seeker lifestyle, also a freedom seeker, which is having the freedom of time and space. There's so many terms, I'm not sure which ones to call it, maybe all of them, and I'll share with you a little bit why I wouldn't exactly per se call myself a digital nomad. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit of a background. Look at this mango, oh my god. And also, by the way, the sea is just right there. So without further ado, let's get crack-a-lackin'. I found these mangoes on the ground. As you can see, there's so many of them there. There's another one here. They're all over. Oh, there's another one under our umbrella. There's more there, but they've been eaten by other creatures, hungry creatures, mango hungry creatures. Just gonna dust this off, put them here. You know, being the city girl that I used to be, it's so easy to get these babies from the supermarket. Oops, oh my. But then you realize that the more you take care of Mother Nature will take care of you. And if you want to stay in a beautiful place like this, it's super affordable. Per night, it's 9,000 Philippine pesos for the fan room. And if you want an AC room, it's 12,000 pesos. I mean, and the design is just so true to the Philippines. I love this native design. And the roofing also keeps it nice and cool inside. So don't worry if you are on a budget and you plan to get a fan room. The sea is just right straight ahead and there are many seating areas to choose from. Maybe let's go for this one. Got my cup of joe right here. Let's get set up right here, and I'm super excited to share with you so far my experiences of living the kind of lifestyle I've had. I've done this for close to 6 years now, and believe me, there are tons of pros and tons of cons as well. Just making sure we've got our mangoes here nice and safe so that we can enjoy them once they're fully ripe. Can you believe that's just off the tree where we're staying? I didn't pick them, I just found them on the ground, so I guess it's the tree saying, here, eat these, eat these. I've bore many fruits, so they are for you to consume. So yeah, Mother Nature is incredible. Pros and cons about my lifestyle. I came from the corporate world. I've been living a corporate life for more than 10 years, and I was able to save quite a sufficient amount of money for me to be able to live my lifestyle. But long story short, I didn't think it was for me because, you know, at the end of the day, when you're working so hard and you're working for, you know, the satisfaction of your clients, your customers, and you're trying to hit certain sales at work and you're paying your staff, and you know, you feel good because it's the livelihood of these people, of your colleagues. You are providing livelihood not just for them but their partners, their children. You know, that's quite nice. But at the end of the day, I felt like the human soul wasn't meant to just live off a computer screen and have a day-to-day grind precisely the same as day one, day two. It's kind of like Groundhog Day, if you've seen that movie. It's a very old movie, so you can probably gauge my age. I'll start with the pros because it's quite nice to start off with a positive vibe. This video, I hope at the end of it will give you some positive realizations and good vibes. So I would say the first pro is that obviously I get to live by the sea. I'm not held down by time. I have my own freedom of time. I get to meet the most amazing people. Of course, you meet like crazy people. Some of them are crazy good. So, you know, it's quite an adventure. And go check that video out because I made a video on three things that I love about my lifestyle. You get to satisfy your hunger for curiosity. You get to live an adventurous lifestyle. I ride my motorbike every day. I do yoga as well. And you really get to focus on your health. So because you have time on your hands, you can focus on healthy food, preparing healthy food, what you want to eat. There's so much space to design your life around, and that you're just not stuck in one thing. You have the freedom of creativity if you want to, let's say, go fishing. There's so many fishing boats outside right now. I've never tried that. If you want to go diving, which I've done here as well, I've got my nitrox actually, which I haven't practiced in a while. So with a lot of freedom of time, the sky is definitely not your limit. You can do so much more. If you've always wanted to learn how to cook, you could do that as well. If you've always wanted to read a book, I'm not a book reader, I love audiobooks, you can do that as well. And I think one of the important things as well is spending time with loved ones and spending time with yourself, because a lot of the times we tend to give our time to things that we think are important, say for work or for the people you love, but really, and I wouldn't say there's a term, it's not selfish love, but the most important time that you can give is time for yourself. So it's selfish selflessness. I don't know if that makes sense. So those are the pros of living the lifestyle that I have. Time is not something that we can see. Time is something we experience. And because we don't visually see it, it's quite hard to gauge time as a currency or a commodity. But I very much believe that time is something that's even more precious than money, because once it's gone, you can't really take it away. Whereas money, maybe if you spend it and hopefully you can get that back, you know, you have the chances, you know, there is a chance to get that money back. Whereas time, there's just, you know, once that minute is gone, it's gone forever. And you know, it's something that like I appreciate more the older that I'm getting, especially with my physical body. I noticed, well, I've had tendonitis recently, or Descartes veins, and I noticed, wow, even if the mind is willing, my body is somehow not the same. You know, if I have a glass of wine now, or a bottle of, well, there's like a bottle of Red Horse right there. I don't know if you guys, oh, there it is. I don't know, that's not mine, I swear. Okay, sounds very defensive. I noticed that if I drink alcohol the next day, the alcohol is still swimming in my head and my body. My body is painful from alcohol. So I noticed that the older I'm getting, my body isn't the same. Even if the mind is the same, the body is not. So the pros of living this lifestyle is just having that freedom and living the life that you've always wanted to live while you are able physically and mentally, emotionally and spiritually and all that. Those are the obvious pros. Now the cons. And I would say, I feel like the one con that has so many subcategories under that. So the one con is, I would say, money or financial stability. Obviously, to live this kind of lifestyle, and we are in such a beautiful environment, right? I have to pay the landlord for my rent. I have to pay for my motorbike rental because I can't get from A to B. This place is huge. If I want to feed myself, aside from these beautiful mango trees or these beautiful mangoes, it's not enough. I need a well-rounded, or we all need a well-rounded, wholesome or holistic kind of diet. So how am I able to pay for this lifestyle? I've made investments from the corporate world, and the interest that I'm earning from that is just enough. I would say not enough, but I'd like to have a abundant mind frame. It's just enough for the kind of lifestyle that I live. So lucky for you, the next and all the videos that I've created are budget-friendly videos. It's all about how to live a budgetarian lifestyle. Where can you save? What accommodations can you book? And so the cons for that is definitely not having or not earning the same amount that I used to when I had a corporate life. And back to the pros of living a corporate life, definitely you are reeking in the financial benefits for sure in a corporate setting. Yeah, it's flowing with cash, but in this lifestyle now, you gotta be more creative. And so I guess there's always something, right? You have the time and the freedom and the space, and use that to how can you generate income from that. So I'm at this I wouldn't say like a crossroad, because I'm definitely not in a crossroad. I know 100% that this is the life that I'm meant to live. I would like also something that is more stable somehow. So if I'm able to still travel and do the things that I love, but yet have some stable income, whether if it's in one location or several different locations, I am all about that. Cheers. Since this channel is more like a diary and I'm here to share with you a lot of personal information about what's going on in this kind of realm that surrounds you and I, in the previous, I believe, or in my experience at least, where we are in life comes in phases. So let's say you're in high school and you want to party and go out, and then come your 20s. In my 20s at least, I was in this corporate phase where, you know, I was working the daily grind and saving and earning. And then in my 30s, I felt that, you know, that wasn't my calling anymore. My calling was to really experience nature and adventures and meeting people beyond the corporate world, and really extending really reaching out to satisfy that hunger for curiosity and adventure. So in my previous phase, my then business partner, we were really working like a tandem and a team, and so that made having a corporate life very easy. But now that I'm in this phase and I don't have a business partner at the moment, I'm quite struggling to find what the next endeavor will be in terms of a business. And so I am currently relying on the investments that I've made to be able to feed myself and pay for accommodations. But and that's all right, because sometimes things may not make sense to at least what we think is supposed to make sense. I've always been an entrepreneur somehow, you know, like when you go trick-or-treating in the Philippines and then you get candies from your neighbors. I used to take those candies to school, and by accident I ended up selling them. It's because I had so much candies and I used to give them for free, and so many kids would ask for them, and but at the end of the day I'd have so little, and I realized, hey, I'm running out of candy, so I have to start charging. And that's how it became an accident. I started charging my classmates for the candies they were asking for. And so since then I've always just been an entrepreneur ever since. Even my previous business was in the rental business. That was an accident as well. I used to customize, and then some of my clients were on a budget, and I decided, hey, why not rent instead? So, you know, a lot of those things become an accident, and some people will argue there's no such thing as an accident or coincidence, right? Everything is by design. And so right now I don't have a business, which I would love to have a business. And am I waiting for an accident to happen? A beautiful accident? Or, you know, this is it. So always, well, in my case, I'm always every day reminding myself to have an open mind and an open heart, and be positive, because there's so many things to be grateful for, despite not having a business that I would wish for. And so yeah, those are, I hope my pros and cons does make sense. I would somehow like to stay stable in one location and have a business, but have that business generate income so that I'm able to live this lifestyle as well. Yeah. until maybe one day I'm unable to physically move around so much, and maybe that business has grown and that could be my legacy as well. So lots of pros and cons. I'd love to hear your feedback or comments and on what you think, but definitely it is a give and take. If you have that mindset of you need to be able to give in order to take something, some people might say no, the world is abundant, everything is yours if only you act and think on it, speak on it. In my current reality right now, again, which is a perception, oh my gosh, sorry, am I talking in riddles? The way I perceive my reality at this moment is the financial income is definitely not the same as it was living a corporate world. So that's definitely one thing I miss. If I'm being very and truly honest, I would love to just book a flight and go anywhere, or go to a nice restaurant and spoil myself with some delicious, I don't know, ice cream. But right now we are living a budget lifestyle, just so that, you know, we're not being reckless with our decision making. Even if it seems so spontaneous and we're living a free-spirited lifestyle, I still realize that money is a tool to get you from point A to B, but it is definitely not the end and the means. Oops, I can see a bug on my phone. I think that sums up this video. I'm sending so much love and light and good vibes, and just trust the process and the journey, and trust and have faith and hope. I'm saying that to myself, but it can also be a message to you. Mwah, mwah. Thank you so much for watching. I love each and every one of you. Mwah. Ciao for now.